Even Even what's up, everybody? This is Joseph Boone, and this is the Phantom Song Channel. We're here with more of London Attempted Stories. So, in last episode, we begin with our first choice, and um, and we met Sherlock and Watson, and Sherlock went to the house, but Maury be a really butt in the mud. And you don't want Sherlock or Watson to have this house for because Sherlock applied for recovery detectives or something. So yeah. So and then this choice popped up, and this is where it stopped at. And let me look at the wealth. Oh, you freaky kitty. Sorry, just have to look at it and I'm still streaming. Hold on. Or was it? I know it's just the thing. Okay, so I know just the thing. Thank you, Emily. Mr. Holmes agreed. Replaced genius. I already know that something is bothering you at night, so I'm glad to be of service. You already know about my problem? Yes, Emily. I enters. Mr. Holmes, you say you are a discovery detective, but are you sure you're not a fortune teller? I have told you anything yet, and yet you prefer to know everything. No, this is just how Sherlock is. Not all, Emily. You don't have to be a fortune teller to know that something is troubling you. There is nothing unusual about blatant futures like future fortune tellers being able to guess someone problem in the first place. It's all a better of settings. Settings? Quite so, but it seems your problem is not the kind that the newspaper are full of. Your case seems to be a single one indeed. You don't seem to be linking a confidence, Mr. Holmes. Then you aside a guess that the sample nature of my problems. Let's see, as at the everlast, it is clear that the problem involved the kitchen. Hold on. Involved the kitchen at night. You are troubling on the kitchen. You are traveling on the kitchen floor every night. You can't sleep. You can't confidence in anyone. Confidence in anyone. But the problem is keeping you awake. I am wrong. How did you... Elementary, dear. Emily. First, it is clear by watching your computer that you haven't been sleeping well lately. Next, there are spots of warts and save dark spots along the hallway. Spots of war? And what? At And here, if you was to look at the candles stay in this room, you could see that there are drawers with the remaining of Moore's War. This is the candle stand you normally take with you to your bedroom in order to change clothes. No, not I nod slowly. There are droppings of orange on the floor from what I believe to be your bedroom to the kitchen. Obviously, how the spot of wards are close to each other, the near things are to the kitchen. This is it that there might be something in the kitchen that worries you, but you too scared to draw close, so you hesitate near the enter. This might is over how the thing you are worried about it sounds a sound, isn't it? Um, there. I'm just put my control right here. If you have seen someone, you would have called Scotland Yard or asked one of your neighbors for help. But you haven't, so that means you're not sure of what the curse is. At night, this might be a sound the kind of sound for insane that one might think it's cured by a ghost or some such thing. You see that right there? I have a mark. See it right there. I have a mark right there. So yeah. How about it? How about it, Emily? Mr. Holmes looked me straight into the eye as he smiled temptingly. Emily? That's very suppressive. This sounds fishy to me. I'm not good. Alright. That sounds very impressive. That sounds very impressive. Oh, not at all. I told you before, it's really, it really is a simple case of remembrance and discretion. I can't see how that you are just talking out of unfounded confidence. I thank you, my lady. But your info sounds rather safe to my ears. Do it? Do it? Then let me be more. Wait, hold on, log. That would help saying. Oh, it was. It was law. It was. It was but your sippy sounds really sound to my ears. Do it? Then let me, but more frankly with you, deep impressed. I am deep impression, Mr. Holmes. Your words horrors me, my lady. Mr. Holmes gave me a confident yet grateful pose. Now then, Emily, if I have I have convinced you, I would like you to give me the details on this matter. I nod firmly and also I open my mouth. Oh my god. I started noticing a short after I come out of the mirror and for my husband. No, for my husband about 2 weeks ago. I heard a such scare sound at night. At first I thought it was a mind scraper, but when I found out it come from the kitchen, I took the candle and stand and I went to the kitchen. When I listened closely for the sound, it turned out to come from inside the walls. Thinking it was Mike, I went back to bed instead to please place a mouse trap first thing in the morning, but then I suddenly noticed that it wasn't a mouse at all. How did you arrive at that conclusion? The sound was different. The sound? At first I hear something inside the walls, a soft of screaming sound that couldn't just have been a mouse. But then there was another sound. Another sound, and what kind of sound was that? The sound of footsteps, Mr. Holmes. Footsteps? As if something is walking inside the walls. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. That's not the sound a mouse makes. No way. No way. Unthinking indeed. Thinking all possibilities, explain and remove the impostor that should leave us with the truth. Oh shoot. Mr. Holmes? Emily, if you permit me, I'd like to take a glaze at your kitchen, please. That will not be a problem, of course. It's over here. Sorry for the mess. Okay, so this is showing me the right raw food. I thought it was showing me the wrong one. No, you seem to spare a lot of time here. But what's this? But what is... Mr. Watson, pick up a piece of... peel of the... Wait, is it piece or... Peel of the potato that James had been working on before. You were in the middle of preparing dinner, were you? Huh? Oh, well, yes, actually. I want to know this is still mad at that. He's like, mother freaker, I told her to get you guys out of here. I do barge your appearance. We should notice, looking at the time, we should rather been leaving Holmes. Holmes! Holmes, I'm calling you. Come on. They're having dinner. I'm actually okay with it. As soon as Mr. Holmes entered the kitchen, he put his ear against the wall and started emptying on the walls with this clearance. Knock, 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 knock. And before long, he seemed to have noticed something at... He started coming on a spare area of the wall. Knock, 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 knock. What are you doing? Mr. Holmes keeping on rapping on the wall as if he had heard Mr. Watson as well. Knock, 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 knock. I, I, I see, I see. What is it? You see... What is it? You see, Holmes? Emily, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Is that alright? He simply turned me with a serious look. Yes, of course. It's rather unusual to have a fireplace in a spot like this, is it not? Yes, it is. My husband's grandfather built in this house, and he seems to prefer this kind of thing. It's more convincing for a fireplace to be in the living room or as the very last in a bedroom, and only in a high school household as that. And then there's the on the top of it, this quiet prefer area that there was four crystal balls, and bearing in the well above the fire plant that Mr. Holmes was looking at. A a red one, a blue one, a yellow one, and a green one. Four crystal balls of different colors. This was made by no wait, four candle balls of no wait. Yes, crystal balls. Four crystal balls of different colors. This was made by Inless. No, it looks like a distorted at a first glance, but it's not possible to remove them. Yes, it's quite as unusual this sight. My husband grandfather was explaining and making things like this. Do you mind if I separate them from a bit closer? Mr. Holmes spread his hand and carefully examined the area around the crystal balls. I think this one can be moved, can it not? It looked like it's yes. It looked like it, yes. I also noticed when I was clicking, it seems they could have been moving both towards and visitors. Towards and visitors. It would seem so. Mr. Holmes mumbled to himself. By the way, Emily, is there any kind of legend that goes along with this house? Something unusual or portray a little bit more wicked? A legend? Let in? I looked back on my short life of marriage and searched through my memories. I moved into this house with my husband, Thomas, short after getting married. It had been a while since my husband aunt had passed away, so the earth floor of the house was covered with dust, and recalled we both worked hard to clean it all up. Clean was not a problem for me since I have been working at a high ma- high manner of my private and boiling. But my husband was a coachman and used to work with horses every day, so house clean was not really his cup of tea. But he never said it was a woman's job, and I was really glad that he helped me in all his cheerfulness. When he was cleaning the fireplace in the kitchen, he was singing a old song that he said he had learned from his father when he was young. He said he wanted me to remember the song. I I thought it strange, but he said he'd tell me the reason before long. But long, before long, never happened, and my husband dead in a corner crush. Wait, it's not a legend as I see, but I do know of a song. It been passed on generations to generation. It's it's a nurse rimmer's soft of like mother's goose. I searched through my memories and remember the words. It, King Nurture had 4 knights, red, blue, yellow, green, their clothes. Their order was to find the grainer so spare away they close. Look at the map. The road went up down. Load wi- the road went up, down, left, and right. The first to take off then was going to be which knights? Red, green were not the first, but also not the last. The red knight head right, and the third one went left fast. Yellow did not go down and up. The last knight went once all of them had found their way on a new road they would be set. They would be sent. Oh my god, I wonder Sherlock like what? Thank you, Miss Hudson. That was most inf that was most information. And for an information. What do you mean of this, Watson? What me? Let me think. Oh wait. Mr. Watson seemed disgraced as this question. I I think that Emily not only looks pretty, but has a lovely singing voice as well. like a sky leak? You fears me. You you flatter me. Don't you be so. Don't you. Don't be so harm, Emily. I didn't know you was such a good singer. Eve, you should sing for me again sometimes. What about. What? But I don't think that's the point right now. It is Mr. Holmes. So I was like, I'm the only person that figured this freaking thing out. You guys just focus on your singing voice, really. I was so surprised by this unsplaining bear that I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, okay, let me just explain it. Richard Holmes lowered his eyes and seemed to be lost in thought for a while until seriously he gave a bored smile. There is no doubt that your wonderful voice has solved the mystery part of this riddle. By the way, Watson, what is it? It's dinner time. We should really excuse ourselves. What? I just said that an hour ago. I would call your name an hour ago. What? But what about the real Holmes? We shall have to visit again for that. Oh. If you excuse us, Miss Hudson, have a good night. Good night, good night, my lovely lady. What's on earth? What is on earth was that all about? Don't ask me. I don't trust those guys. They might be up to something. I guess they was kind of odd. Yes, you think so too, right, Emily? Actually, no, I think you're quite odd. That is not what I'm talking about, Emily. Tim sounded happy. He seemed to be waiting for me to continue. I guess if I had to sublime my feelings on them, I say that. God damn it! Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting, I guess. Emily, what the freak? Compose me. It's just, it's so boring being alone in this house. I think I'm going crazy. That's why I was looking for lunch in the first place. If I have to live with people, I'd rather live with joining one with bringing once. If I had to live with Mr. Holmes and Mr. Watson, at the very least, I'd be sure not to die of boredom. On the couches, I guess it's actually seemed pretty exciting to me. But what if they tricked this? I told you, James, you worry too much. Of course, I wonder is that you proved you're important to me, Emily. James, if I only had like, uh, more balance and fair strength to support you, not nothing of this would have been necessary. James, he like